but it's perhaps not the most exciting, is it? So let's add some things that will allow us to make a game that's perhaps a little bit more interesting and give us a little bit more to do. So we're going to extend our level first. That's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to click and drag this. I think we're still going to keep this this block here, this initial jump, to teach our player what we need to do to jump, but we're going to move it along a little bit. Because it's important you let a player learn as they're going, and you make that learning fair. So then when you're challenging them, you know that they're learning and doing well. So we're going to add some cosmetic stuff. We're going to add the camera. We're going to get a camera to follow our player along as we move between these things. So I'm moving the door to the end of the level here. And I'm also, just to stop the player at the start of the game jumping completely the wrong way, I'm going to press Control to make another block here. And I'm going to drag up just to stop that player sort of going out of bounds. Click, and I'm dragging that over. Not always, but sometimes it's a good idea to have your out of bounds objects overlapping slightly, because if you had sort of frame rate issues or anything like that, you could in theory sort of glitch your way through, which we perhaps don't want. And we're going to do the same over here. And again, what I was saying about pressing Control, just to make another copy. And it's because we've told this that this is solid, we know our character isn't going to be able to pass through that area. So we've sort of blocked that off. And you could do it over the top as well if you didn't want your character, if we didn't want our character falling into, jumping into the sky, jumping into space, or whatever. But as I said, we can keep it as basic as we like. So when we run our layout, what's happening with our character? Well, we know there's more level now because we built it, but we can't see it, which is not what we want. So we need our character to, we need a camera to follow that character. And it's as simple as, you can add behaviors by right clicking if you want, or you can click here, behaviors. We're going to add a new behavior. The behavior we're going to add is scroll to. Add. And now, can you see the camera is following our player along? And we can see there's the end, and we can see actually the sort of floor below it, so we can sort of see what happens when we hit that. But now we've got a little bit more going on with our character, which is great. So it's now something to follow. And we can now start to build a longer level with more things to do. So perhaps we want a tougher jump now. We've got an easy jump. Maybe we'll want a slightly harder jump for our character to make. And this is where playtesting's good, because I can't remember off the top of my head how far the jump is, how far our character can jump. So we can probably make it a little bit longer than that. So perhaps we'll make a tricky jump. I would avoid doing anything that's too hard though, okay? Let your player learn how to play the game first and then start challenging them, okay? So anything where it has to be like you have to land on the exact pixel is probably a little bit too harsh. But there you go. So we've got that there. So that's adding a camera, getting a camera to move around our level.